7 Practices of Effective Learning by John McTighe and Ken O'Connor. Jay McTighe is an education consultant who has held a variety of positions in Maryland, including having served as the director of the Maryland Assessment Consortium. Ken O'Connor is an educational consultant who was formerly the curriculum coordinator with the Toronto District School Board in Ontario, Canada. Three categories of classroom assessments. Summative. Summarize what students have learned at the conclusion of an instructional segment. Diagnostic, sometimes known as the pre-assessments, typically preceded instruction. Formative, occur concurrently with instruction. Practice 1. Use summative assessment to frame meaningful performance goals. The summative assessment clarified the targeted standards and benchmarks for teachers and learners. The performance assessment task yield evidence that reveals understanding. Presenting the authentic performance task at the beginning of a new unit or course provides a meaningful learning goal for students. Practice 2. Show criteria and models in advance. A teacher may distribute a summary of the summary of the summative performance task that students will complete during the unit on research. Presenting evaluative criteria and models of work that illustrate different levels of quality. A rubric is a widely used evaluation tool consisting of criteria, a measurement scale, and descriptions of the characteristics for each score point. Practice 3. Assess before teaching. Teachers can use a variety of practical pre-assessment strategies, including pre-tests of content, knowledge skills checks, concept maps, drawings, and KWL or Know Want to Learn charts. Powerful pre-assessment has the potential to address a worrisome phenomenon reported in a growing body literature. Practice 4. Offer appropriate choices. Assessment becomes responsive when students are given appropriate options for demonstrating knowledge, skills, and understanding. Allow choices but always with the intent of collecting needed and appropriate evidence based on goals. Practice 5. Provide feedback early and often. Feedback is the breakfast of the champions. All kinds of learning, whether on the practice field or in the classroom, require feedback based on formative assessments. Ironically, the quality feedback necessary to enhance learning is limited or non-existent in many classrooms. To serve learning, feedback must meet 4 criteria. It must be timely, specific, understandable to the receiver, and formed to allow for self-adjustment on the student's part. Practice 6. Encourage self-assessment and goal setting. The most effective learners set personal learning goals, employ proven strategies, and self-assess their work. Teachers help cultivate such habits of mind by modeling self-assessment and goal setting, and by expecting students to apply these habits regularly. Practice 7. Allow new evidence of achievement to replace old evidence. Allowing new evidence to replace old conveys an important message to students that teachers care about their successful learning, not merely their grades. As students work to achieve clearly defined learning goals and produce evidence of their achievement, they need to know that teachers will not penalize them for either their lack of knowledge of the beginning of a course of study or their initial attempts at skill mastery. So those are the 7 practices for effective learning by Jay McTighe and Ken O'Connor.